Passion and persistence are the two qualities that define a conservation biologist. I learned these very early on in my life, thanks to my parents, Pratibha and Ullas Karant. I had a very unusual childhood. I got to watch animals for 17 years of my life. I went radio tracking with my dad, Ullas Karant. I learned to distinguish between tiger and leopard poop, but conservation has a very dark side too. When I was 10 years old, a poacher was nabbed in Nagarhole National Park. In retaliation, a mob burnt the lab, burnt my dad's gypsy, and I know if he were there, they would have killed him and the rest of us. So I took a step back and really questioned my passion for wildlife. Many years later, I trained to be a conservation scientist, and I was interested in looking at what had happened to India's mammals over 150 years. What I found shocked me. I put together 30,000 historic records of where British and Indians had shot and seen animals all across India. They had shot hundreds of thousands of wolves, bears, leopards, tigers, elephants, rhinos, you name it. The story of the cheetah is the one of caution. This magnificent cat ranged from Africa into the Middle East all the way to Mysore in southern India. By 1960, it was declared extinct. What about tigers, our most iconic species? What my research showed, that in 100 years, we had shrunk the range of this cat to over 60%. And this pattern repeated over 25 other species that I looked at. So what are we going to do now? 4% of India is protected, 1% of India is effectively protected, and all of this is managed by the government. So what can you and I do? We can do science, and what I've done over the last 14 years of my life is to travel to over 10,000 villages from Rajasthan to Kerala, asking people about what they think about wildlife, what problems they have. What I found is that 90% of people living close to our parks are affected by conflict. Loss of life, occasionally, loss of crops, loss of livestock. So what are we going to do? Now we've set up a web portal that people can call in and report conflict. Our field teams will aid them in reporting this to the government and get compensation back. Why does compensation matter? Because it fosters tolerance for wildlife, for those of us who don't have it in our backyard. But it's also about building partnerships. Over the last 5 years, I've taken 500 urban Indians with me to 20 parks across India. We've done thousands of surveys asking people. And most of these are people between 18 and 45 from all walks of life who volunteered because they cared about wildlife. They walk away with a very real understanding of how serious conservation really is. But most of all, what is my biggest dream? My biggest dream is to rewild India. 4% is not enough. We need to make it 10%. How are we going to get there? My idea, and those of many other organizations in this world, is to buy land. You buy land that links parks. You buy land that builds corridors. You buy land to minimize conflict. But you can also involve people. This land can be owned by individuals, by corporations, by NGOs, by organizations, adding to the 4% that the government already manages. I've had an extraordinary childhood. I saw my first tiger and leopard by the time I was 2 years old. I have a 6-year-old daughter who's seen her first leopard and a few wolves. We don't go chasing tigers. I know she eventually will see them. I want all of you in this room to imagine that 10%, because if we get to 10%, we can get to 10,000 tigers, 100,000 elephants, and a whole lot of other extraordinary species that our country has. Thank you.